You know, to this day, I still have no idea why Nick Fury has not shown up to talk to these guys about the Avengers Initiative. Seriously, at this point, they got more superhuman abilities than Captain America. So Fast 10 is the latest installment in the Fast and Furious franchise. And from what I've heard, I guess this is supposed to be part one of a two-part finale. I honestly feel like they've been saying that for years now. Oh yeah, this is definitely the last one. I'll believe it when it actually happens. But it won't. Do you know why? Because these movies make way too much money. I know this has been said by a lot of people, but it's kind of hard to believe that this series started out as a series about racing and cars, and then it evolved from that into crazy over-the-top spy thrillers with cars thrown in. In fact, to me, this one kind of feels like the last few Fast and Furious movies we've gotten. Think about it, there's someone out there who has a vendetta against Vin Diesel and his crew, and they want them dead for reasons. So now Dom and the rest of the gang have to band together to take him out. I could be wrong, but like I said, I feel like for the last few movies, that's been the plot of each one. Fast 9 had John Cena, Fate of the Furious had Charlize Theron, and Furious 7 had Jason Statham. And in this one, it's Jason Momoa. And if you're wondering, no, I don't hate this franchise, even though I know a lot of people that do. The Fast and Furious movies are not meant for everybody, and that's okay. And honestly, guys, I'm not gonna lie, I actually had a damn good time with Fast 10. From a pure turn your brain off and enjoy kind of standpoint, I got everything that I thought I was gonna get. Just 110 miles per hour, pedal to the metal, batshit insane over-the-top action. And don't get me wrong, it still has those moments where shit gets so insane that you can't suspend your disbelief, but at this point, I feel like this is kind of part of the experience. Fast 10 at times becomes really self-aware with its craziness and just does not shy away from it. And it's a special kind of craziness that only these movies can get away with because they themselves know that this shit is ridiculous by now. It's like, how do we outdo what we did in the last movie? In the last movie, they sent Ludacris and Tyrese to space in a car with rockets attached to the back of that thing. And in this movie, what do? They have Vin Diesel outrun a nuclear bomb as it's exploding in Rome. You see him chasing the bomb in the trailer, so that's not really a spoiler. Now, just because this movie has those meta self-aware moments doesn't always mean I'm gonna roll with it. I can roll with the insanity to a certain degree, but even there comes a point where I'm just like, okay, guys, you are doing way too much. Like, what the hell was that? After a while, you just can't brush it off anymore. You have to actually sit there and call it what it is. Stupid. There's asking me to just roll with what's happening, and then there's just straight up insulting my intelligence, which I feel like this movie tries to do at least a few times. That's just me, though. I don't know how everybody else feels. Other than the cars and the over-the-top action, one of the big things I've noticed that works really well and that people seem to really like are the characters. The characters, for all their flaws, are the best things about these movies. As cliche as they all kind of become, there's still a dynamic between them that works. And when you watch them, you feel that connection and you get that sense of kinship that they all have. And dare I say it, they actually feel like a family. Vin Diesel, Michelle Rodriguez, and the rest of the cast, they all do really good in their respective roles, even though they spend pretty much the entire movie apart from each other doing little side quests. Because of that, this movie also suffers from a case of having too many characters and not knowing what to do with the majority of them. Like, Michelle Rodriguez spends a good chunk of this movie in a prison cell just beating the living hell out of Charlize Theron. And characters like Robert Shaw just might as well be cameos. And don't get me wrong, I'm sure they're gonna have a lot more to do when the next one drops, but all I'm saying is, I just kind of wish they had more to do in this movie. Dominic's son has more to do in this movie than the main cast. That's kind of sad. Tell you what though, it truly does feel like Infinity War all over again. Now, hands down, the best part of this entire movie for me personally is Jason Momoa. Seriously, douchebag Italian Jason Momoa is just my spirit animal. He's just chewing up scenery, and you can tell that this guy is just having the time of his life being here. He's cool, and I love every single minute that he's on screen, but that does not mean that I don't have problems with him. He can go from being really goofy and over the top to just serious and scary on a dime. It's like, dude, are you the Joker or are you Lex Luthor? You need to make up your mind. This movie tries to lead you to believe that his character has been around since Fast 5, despite there never being any previous mention of him, like, ever. As cool as he is in the movie, his presence just feels kind of forced because we've never seen him until now. He's never been mentioned, like I said. It almost reminded me of when John Cena showed up in the last movie. Apparently, Dom has had a brother this entire time that nobody knew about. To me, it just feels kind of lazy and forced to introduce characters we've never seen before and then try to tell us they've been here the whole time. I get retcons and I get making stuff up just to expand your universe, but there's better ways to do it that actually make sense. Not just, well, gentlemen, we are officially out of ideas. Tell you what, we'll just bring in Jason Momoa and say he's the son of the villain from Fast 5. Nobody will notice. That's bullshit. To me, that just comes across as lazy writing. I'm not gonna lie, I do kind of wonder how long it's gonna take before he ends up being one of the good guys. Like, that happens to every single one of their bad guys. I'll tell you what, it's gonna be very hard to, because he does some pretty damn despicable shit in this movie. He is formidable, I will admit that. In the end, guys, I thought Fast 10 was a very explosive ride at the movies. Despite my gripes and the problems I had with it, I can sit here and admit I had a good time with it. It got super hard for me to suspend my disbelief, but I enjoyed the characters and the cars and the ludicrous amount of action. It even has a Marvel-style after-credit scene that honestly has me pretty excited for the next one. If you're looking for a good time at the movies and just need to get away from reality for a bit, I'd say go check out Fast 10. I'll say Fast 10 is an explosively fun matinee. Definitely get some popcorn for this one. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. Drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. And thank you guys so much for joining me on my review for Fast 10. I'm almost caught up. I still got to review Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, I got to review The Boogeyman, and I got to still review John Wick Chapter 4. I am 2 months behind on that fucking movie. What is wrong with me? Anyway, enough of that bullshit. But once again, thank you guys so much for watching. Drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. And as always, I'm the Unbiased Movie Nerd. I'm saying peace, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Well, review. Peace out, everybody.